Hey Katrina, it's good to see you back.
Good to see you.
So last week we talked about a lot of different things. We kind of went through a worksheet last week. I don't know if you remember us talking about some events that happen that bring on some of these, anxieties that you were having.
Yeah.
And we also talked about the automatic thoughts that popped into your mind automatically, and emotions that you had. We talked a little bit about your family as well, and how you're kind of they're coping with what's going on with you right now, and also some past stuff that was kind of affecting the way that you look at things now.
Yeah.
So we covered a lot of ground last week.
We did.
I sent you home with a little bit of homework because you did such a good job the first time. So I just really wanted you to think about what a 9 looked like for you. I remember that's what you had said when I asked you, when you are in these moments, in these events where your anxiety and your fear for your safety is really high, what does it feel like? And you said a 9. Did you get a chance to see what that actually means to you, like a 9? What happens?
I tried to think about it a little bit. I think it's just, I don't know, it's almost like I feel like I shut down a little bit. Like, I can't really focus on things that are happening just because I'm just like so like scared.
Right.
I have trouble sleeping, which really, really bothers me. And like the thoughts that I do have just like keep me up at night. I feel like it's like a lot of like what if thoughts, like what if this happens, or will I be, and that's usually how I feel like when I get really scared. I don't know, it's like, it's hard to explain. It's just kind of like a big, like overwhelming, like nervousness, and like I don't know how to shake it. So I just end up calling my mom,
Right.
or just like get really upset. So I don't really know. I feel like that's what a 9 feels like to me.
So just so that I'm clear, I just want to make sure I heard everything correctly with where we are. So you said a 9 feels really overwhelming. You become a little bit immobile. You don't really know where to go. You feel stuck, and like a gray cloud is over you. But also, it's disrupting your sleep. That you're having trouble sleeping, and that's something that we also talked about in the first session. That was you were having some sleep issues and sleep problems. I guess I would like to know, has anything changed since last week to today? Anything, any new events happen? Anything pop up this week?
I mean, I guess with like everything going on like around campus, like I get like the little FSU texts about like dangerous situations and stuff. And I've been like hearing a lot about like abductions and just like different sort of like things that have really been getting me scared. But like it makes it more easy for me to like start thinking of those things when I know that's happening to people around me. So I feel like if anything's really, not that much has changed, but if anything has changed, it's more of like the thoughts that I'm having are a little bit more realistic. So when I do get really nervous, I can just kind of picture myself in that situation more, if that makes sense.
So you feel like getting those are validating your fears and your anxiety about, your safety.
Yeah.
I can see how that can be really concerning, and that actually sounds like a normal response to someone who's getting a text, especially something like that where it's very close to you. So, you are very human, and lots of students are having the same reaction. But tell me more about what you're thinking. What's going on in your mind whenever you get these text messages that says something like this is going on?
Even like I know my apartment's safe and everything, and like I'm like really lucky. I live in like a really like good neighborhood, but like even if the text says it happens like on campus and I live off campus, I just like start thinking like, what if they come to me? What if they come where I live? Like, are my cats okay? Like, I don't really like being like separated from them. Even if that sounds like silly or stupid, but like I want them to like be with me, and then I just get, all I can really think about is like my safety. I can't think of anything else. Even if it's like say I have like a really big test or something, like that I'm studying for, I'll just drop it and be like, what if that's me? What if I'm next? And I know that I'm like, my doors are locked and everything, but like, what if they break in? What if they like break in a window or something? Like, what if I'm next, kind of?
sounds like you get one thought in your head and it kind of it invalidates your safety and makes you feel really scared. And then you kind of do what we call catastrophize that, where we actually take that and just spiral it out of control and then just get into what you call these what if ideas where, okay, so maybe this will happen, and then it leads to all these terrible things, and you get on this path of doom where it just feels like there's no coming back, right? So I can't, we can't in these sessions make those text messages stop, and we can't, make those safety concerns not be real. But what we can do is change the way that you think about these things and how you react. Does that sound like a goal that we can work toward?
Yeah, I think so. I think I get it.
Okay, and so that sounds like something that we can really work on. I think that we can do this together. And I really admire your strength in being able to see that and really want to work towards it.
Thanks.
So if you recall from last week, we did a chart where we went through some of those, like with triggered an event with the thoughts. So we're going to try to do that again. And I think sometimes it's easier if we just kind of see it on paper and work through this in like a really brief worksheet.
Okay.
And that way, sometimes the things you think in your head, when you see them on paper, they look a little bit differently, and they can help us look at it from a different way.
Okay.
So what would be like an event that happened this week that really triggered your anxiety, and really made you fearful for your safety and started to kind of spiral out of control?
I guess I got like a text, like one of like the FSU police texts, like at midnight one night, about someone being abducted on campus, and that really made me feel really anxious and really scared.
Okay, so let's just write that down. So we'll just say FSU text, and then the fact that it was really late was a big deal, right?
Yeah, it was really dark outside, and
Late.
I was really nervous.
We'll just say dark outside. Okay, and then, so remember what we talked about with the automatic thoughts. What were the things, your thoughts that just popped right into your head that you could not control? They just kind of popped up and you started to get, whenever you started to get scared?
I'd say like the first thing was like I'm next, like they're gonna come get me, like they're gonna kill me, they're gonna, like, I'm not safe, my cats aren't safe.
So
I was just really scared.
I'm not safe and your pets aren't safe. Anything else?
Maybe like that, I don't know, that they would hurt me if they had weapons.
So you hurt you, or weapons?
Do I know the person? That was another one. I was like thinking, if it's not me, then who else,
Right.
And that really made me scared as well.
All right, anything else, or are those most of the thoughts that came up?
I think those are most of the thoughts, like automatically.
Okay. Now, what emotions, as you started to get these thoughts in your head, what emotions were coming up at that time?
I guess just like fear, like really, really scared. I was sad. I felt helpless when it came to like protecting like myself and like my apartment and my cats. Like that was really bad. I'm trying to think. I think those were the only emotions at that time that happened like right then. And obviously like anxiety, but like I'm always a little anxious. But it just made it a little worse.
Right. So just a little bit of more heightened anxiety.
Exactly.
Okay. And then what did you do? How did you act whenever you felt this way?
I ran like kind of around the house to make sure like everything was locked.
So you checked everything?
Like made sure like the windows, like the blinds were good and everything. I called my mom, and it was really late, and she was not happy about it.
Right, because it was midnight.
Yeah, she was asleep, and like I did not want to get off the phone. Those were the things that I just like did right away, and then eventually I went to bed, but not until like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Wow.
So I was up just like with my thoughts, kind
Seems like it's really disruptive to your sleep.
Definitely.
And how is that carrying over into school also? Is it disrupting your school, or are you able to get things done?
Like sometimes, like I feel like in the morning, you know, after like maybe a couple hours of sleep, I'll grab coffee and I have like a different mindset, and it's like light outside, so I'm like, I'll be fine today. But then like toward the middle of the day, even if I have class, I'm like, I need to go home. Like I feel, and then I try to take a nap, and that doesn't even really work.
Right.
So I've been very on and off.
Well, I mean, I think that this is a really normal reaction. This is something that I think a lot of women would relate to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get a pretty scary message that directly affects you at the campus that you attend every day in the middle of the night. So it's normal for you to be scared, but what we want to do is work towards being able to cope with that a little bit better.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you one of these to go home, and if anything happens throughout the week, maybe just write down an event and just go through these, jot down your automatic thoughts, any emotions that you're feeling at the moment, and then how you're reacting, and see those behaviors. Bring that sheet back in next week, and we'll talk about it together, and we'll kind of go through this again. We're going to add another step next week, though.
Okay.
So because I think this today and definitely last week, you have shown a lot of growth, specifically with your insight and just showing your resilience and strength. So I think that takes a lot for you to be able to come in and show all this strength and really say, you know, I'm scared, but I want to get better and I want to get help. My tiny concern is that you're going to be so insightful and you're, you know, so super aware of what's going on around you that it may make you more fearful than help you.
Yeah.
And so maybe we can work on this week thinking about ways where we can still really kind of look at ourselves and see, you know, be able to keep your awesome strength and the insight that you have into yourself and really being able to know yourself. But maybe don't look too hard, because then you're going to see all those little things that maybe wouldn't make you that scared a little bit later.
Okay.
And then next week we'll talk about some rational responses and how we can respond differently to some of the events that you bring in.
Okay, awesome.
All right, thanks, Jill.
Thank you.